Take it in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They'll start with Hunt on the ground. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Tackle made by Devondre Campbell.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
All right, here we go. 3-19! 3-19!
They'll run. This is Hunt. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Here we go now. 3-19!
Here's Darnold. Going for the deep ball. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. Forced out to his left. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
NFL quarterbacks work so hard on their mechanics, and they do so much repetition and practice, off-season, the whole deal. They expect it to be autopilot once the games start. That way it eliminates any type of pressure of the game, pressure of people in your face, all of that. That didn't shine through on that throw, though, did it?
No. A little bit of a dangerous pass and off target, too. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Garoppolo on 1st down. And he'll set up the bubble screen to Edelman here. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. And yet again, it's Garoppolo. To the right side, and he's got Edelman. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. And getting this just shy of mid. Field, they'll spot it at the 49. Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Kendall Beckwith in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Flag! 11. 65, 65.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Buying time to his left. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one goes for 24 yards.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. Garoppolo to try again on 2nd down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll begin the drive with Hunt. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Detroit! Detroit!
On 2nd down, Darnold finds a seam inside the 40. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And down to the 29-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Time for our first check of the NFL scoreboard. Well, the Dolphins have jumped out to an early lead in their ball game. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Off of play action, Darnold. He's going to go up top for the end zone. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess.
Green 39! Green 39! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to the air, Darnold on 2nd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
They'll buy some time right to Mixon on the check down. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
13! 13!
On first down, Garoppolo. Left side complete, Safarian-Jenkins. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Hey, go, go! 12, 12!
Garoppolo looks to throw once more. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
They run a draw here on second down. And he gets it down to the 32. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
On second down, here's Garoppolo. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Flush to his right. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th. So out now comes the field goal unit for the Falcons. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that hollow metal sound is the bane of any kicker's existence. And here, that sound is going to keep our game scoreless.
And you could see him give that body English as the ball was in the air. Come on, baby, come on. But no dice that time.
To begin the drive, there's a handoff to Hunt. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Here's Darnold now on second down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Darnold now to throw. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded at the 20. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
The Falcons on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19.
11.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... He rifles one that's intercepted. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
This is Hunt, and they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Here's Hunt, and that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And this is going to be incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. They'll look to set up his blockers. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being...
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. So a big chunk of yardage will be marked off there for that PI call.
And now you know why receivers and the guys throwing the ball, they like to collaborate and just heave it up sometimes because you can get these types of calls that go against the defense. Pass interference, and they gain over 30 yards of real estate on that one.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Flushed out right. Throwing right, and that's complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down. 2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. The Falcons on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one goes for 36 yards.
That was a nice pickup, some chunk yardage there. Some of those big yards downfield with a little bit of rack thrown in there, a little run after catch. And it came on a crossing route. I can just hear one of my friends who won 4 Super Bowls as a quarterback.
And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Taallday Pettis, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons are in for 6. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not pump the ball again.
Now Hunt. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
To throw on second down is Darnold. He's going to wind up and air it out. And got his man complete. The 20. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. A big play there just before halftime. 73 yards. First time into the red zone for the Buccaneers. This is 1st and goal from about the 8. Here's Darnold. Dancing to his left. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Back to throw, Darnold. Eluding the pressure right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10.
11.
Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. Being chased out left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. A second quarter score from down in Houston. And the early going, it's the Texans out in front. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. Play action. Garoppolo steps away to his left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down. A pretty good coverage there. And both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it. And in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They do go for it. It's Garoppolo. That's to his running back, complete. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first, thanks to a flashy little spin move. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Go ahead.
Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Well, they've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check. They're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one. But maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
Garoppolo on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Joe Mixon there out of the backfield. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On play action, it's Garoppolo. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Levante David. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
All right, here we go. 319! 319!
They'll toss it to Hunt. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
Play action. It's Darnold. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. On first down, Darnold. Blitz coming, and down he goes. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Faking the give, Darnold. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Darnold. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and it'll be third down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a first down.
3rd and 4 is always a tough call. Maybe a little too long to run for it, but not too long to hit him on the quick slant. And that was well executed. Found the window and zipped it right in there.
Garoppolo now. Perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. On play action. Now Garoppolo. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another first down as well. They go play action here on first down. That is caught inside the 5. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Here's a run with Mixon, and he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. A toss play to Hunt. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They run again with Hunt. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
But now it's Hunt. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Off of play action, Darnold. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Yeah, let's go set lunch.
The play fake, and it's Darnold. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Myles Garrett in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. By the way, 3rd quarter now in Cincinnati as we take a look at the NFL scoreboard. And looks like the Bengals starting to pull away in that one. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. Left side complete, Safarian-Jenkins. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the 4th. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made that time by Vita Vea.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, this is by Thema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll run it here. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Now a handoff looking right. And now running right through it.
Wrap up.
Still through an opening, and there he goes. Touchdown, Falcons. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 21-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, you know, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Another carry, same story. 4th quarter. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Set. 3-19.
3rd and long. It's Darnold. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Atlanta now coming out on the field. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down, You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
21, 21.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Garoppolo now. Forced out to his left. Call it a loss of 18, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down?
13.
They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo buying time to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Falcons. A big play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Wow, talk about a big 4th down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense, and you give them credit for going for it and having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
We got three, fellas, we got 3.
Darnold on 3rd down. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in. And
they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And now we get that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
But she's singing, too.
Oh, she's
on, like, the 5th tune at this point.
She left Scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
Now they'll run it on the toss. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Falcons say they have it. They do.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. After the fumble recovery, it's Garoppolo escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back, and he's going to be intercepted a third time. And I do believe this is going to wind up a safety. It is. It's a safety. How about that for a wacky play? Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does them in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
No, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that... You know, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Ah, yeah.
Their second.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Oh, the big play's going to get even bigger as penalty flags are down, and I believe they're going to get a face mask penalty tacked on. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty's not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Well, Garoppolo's going to throw it. Flush to his right. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Now Garoppolo throwing on second. Flushed out right. And he fires one incomplete. D.D. Westbrook, his intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. Back-to-back great plays defensively. You get the sack on 1st and goal. A great job in coverage there. All of a sudden, they're looking at 3rd and goal from further back than when they started.
And the really good play callers look ahead and down in distance sequence. Now he's got to backtrack a little bit and go maybe off his play sheet to try and dial something up here.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. And I guess not content to get another 3 here late. They'll try to add 6 more as they go on 4th and goal.
6.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. This is going to put them back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Check.
On the run, this is Hunt. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the fourth quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
All right, here we go. Blue 90.
They'll run again with Hunt. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The Bucs on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Hurry up, here we go. 319. 319.
The shotgun snap for Darnold. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
13. Coming to you.
Garoppolo looking to throw. Dancing to his left. He'll get this over to Westbrook. It's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
6. 12.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Being chased out left. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Garoppolo to try again on second down. Steps away to his left. Now he'll let it go deep over the middle. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Wait a second. They did not accept that after the incompletion. Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's free yards. So, Charles, are able to complete what so often seems to be elusive, a shutout in the NFL. And maybe what's fifth